Pain1. What is going on, everybody? Live chat, live stream here, first podcast, and I have some special guests. I have in the right corner, Mr. Different, and in the left corner, I have DJ Pain1. I do apologize for the quality, guys. It's been kind of crazy. We're sitting there trying to work it out, and we grown folks and we got stuff to do. But so we have something else breaking news, and I want to keep on with this quality content over here and make sure that everything works right. As you can see, but Nick Mira yesterday, breaking news of him just like, look at it, holy Schmidt. But breaking news with him, obviously we're having this argument about sampling and what is right and what is wrong about sampling and all that on Twitter, on Instagram. All you guys wanted me to talk about this, so we're going to talk about it today. So stamp time, I'm going to hit y'all with that. And we are in there. So starting with Pain1, how do you feel about the whole Nick Mira not sampling but playing the interpolation but not wanting to credit Sting for what he got going on?
I mean, I don't know that he didn't want to credit Sting. Hold on, let me put headphones in the echo.
Oh man, I got you.
Yeah, my thing with the whole conversation surrounding this scenario is that a lot of people don't know what the hell they're talking about. I think the only people who really know what went down are Interscope and Sting's lawyers. So whether it's a conversation about Nick Mira's opinion of Sting or Sting's opinion of Nick Mira, that's really not anybody's concern, because that's two grown men, and unless I'm on Nick's legal team or Sting's legal team, I have no idea what actually went down.
Right.
And so I don't want to disrespect either of them by having a conversation speculating on what was written into the legal documents. But I have a lot of experience getting jerked out of my publishing because I've sampled quite a bit for some major placements, and so I can provide insight into just sampling in general and how it affects a producer. But there's a lot of convoluted conversations surrounding this, and a lot of people are chiming in. I know before we went live, we were talking about that. It's the internet. So you got a lot of people in public forums, a lot of producers sharing their opinions of this situation as though it were fact, and not having any experience and not necessarily having any significant knowledge on the sample clearance process, the process of clearing a master versus a composition. They might not even be familiar that the two types of ownership of a song that need to be cleared are master and composition. So it's a big mess. I just want to say congratulations to everybody involved in that record. It's obviously a hit.
Huge record.
No matter what happens, everybody walks away with a certain degree of success, and they should be proud of that.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Your thoughts, Mr. Different?
Well, my thoughts on it, man, I don't even know where I stand, because my thing is, it kind of like, for me as a producer, because I like the sample. I like the sample, but seeing this kind of thing, especially from a younger producer standpoint, kind of scares you at first. You're like, damn, do I really want to sample shit? Because this could happen to me. What if I make a song using a sample, and then bam, it blows up, and I don't do the proper stuff because either I don't know or I don't do my research, and I get screwed like that too. Cause I heard so many stories and seen so many stories of people getting screwed out of stuff like that, and it makes me go like, well, what's the right way? Should I go like the royalty free route, or
right,
or what? Because it's so much, and it's so much information, and I guess it's so much information, but not enough good information out there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's bunches of ways to go with it, but then it's like I said, it's just hard to figure out what's the proper way to do it. How should I do it? What can protect myself? And I said, I come from, like I said, the younger producers who like are coming up, You know, so I see how they feel looking at something like this and go, damn, you know, we had so much stuff in the industry in the past, year or two, where, you know, producers and artists just being screwed over constantly over and over and over. And it's just, it makes it like, is it even really worth it to do music like, you know, nowadays? Because, you know, all this is going on, like, you know, what's the, you know, it's so many good, but then there's so much negative that come right behind it. And, you know, and it's crazy, man. Like I said, and also seeing everybody put their opinions out there who don't know nothing about it, it makes me go like, damn, how am I finding the real information when, you know, everybody thinks they're a fucking scientist or a fucking, you know, doctor and all this shit. And they went to, you know, school for 12 years about this stuff and don't know jack squat because they watched some BS video from what couple years ago about the whole thing and about, from a person who don't know. So I mean, it's crazy right now. It's wild. It's wild. The industry's wild right now. And it just got me going, damn, where do I stand at in the whole music scene right now? Which way should I go? You know, what should I do? That's pretty much how I am right now.
Yeah. I mean, my whole thing about it is this. Like, there's definitely has to be some type of, somebody's got to step in and understand that they got to get the right information from the right place. And I'm not knocking YouTube by no means, obviously, because we're all on YouTube or whatnot, but I think they got to take it upon themselves to at least go to a lawyer. These dudes have money, internet money, and they could at any time ask anybody, you know, what is the proper way of clearing this or whatnot, instead of, you know, this happening, because it's very unfortunate that obviously Sting ain't playing no games. Now they could have learned this by just looking at Diddy. Like there was just a recent interview that he did on the Breakfast Club where he was talking about how Diddy is still paying him, like Sting. That is what I mean. Like Sting still collecting checks from Diddy. So, like that's Sting ain't nobody to be played with, but you shouldn't play with anybody's grand scheme of thing. But the irony of it though is the karma behind that, because not too long ago they just went in on Cash Money AP about a MIDI pack. And it was supposed to be a royalty-free MIDI pack, and it wasn't Cash Money AP that was involved with that. He had nothing to do with it, honestly. It was the dude that he had collaborated with, which is unfortunate. So what's
I mean, let me just chime in, because like I said, we don't really know what the legal processes that were taken in this case, just because none of us have access to that information. So Juice WRLD is signed to Interscope. It's not Nick Mira's job to make sure that the samples are cleared. That's the job of the label people, because they have the resources to do that. They're the ones distributing it, and ultimately, in the vast majority of all cases, when you sell a beat to an artist that's signed to the label,
right,
through the work for hire language of the contract, now owns your beat. And so if they own the beat and the beat has a sample in it or some kind of interpolation in it, it's their responsibility now as the owners and the distributors of that song, of that master, to handle the legalities. And I'm sure they did it and I don't want to speculate, but the process for me, and I'll go back to my very first placement, which was sample based. The process for me was I signed the paperwork with the label, and that's it. They handle the sample clearance. I'm not a part of that process, so they can negotiate with the artist I sampled and the people who own the rights to that record. They can negotiate 100% of my composer share away, and I wouldn't even know until months after it happens. So maybe that happened here. I don't know, but it definitely happened to me, and unfortunately, the lawyer involved doesn't. If they don't explain it to you, the very first lawyer I had didn't explain anything to me. And once I realized that all my publishing was gone, I was like, why did that happen? And he had the nerve to snap on me. And I'm like, yo, I'm a kid.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a kid, and I paid you, and you didn't tell me what was going on. All you did was sign off on it. So I definitely don't take the side of anybody in this situation. I don't want to criticize anybody. Because I've been involved in a situation, not with like a massive hit like Lucid Dreams, but I've been in the situation. I'm in the dark. I have no involvement in the sample clearance process. I just, after the fact, learned how much was taken from me. And obviously the law says that if you sample somebody, if you if you interpolate their composition, they call the shots. You have to negotiate with them, and they call the shots because you're the one requesting permission from them. Most of the time, the label will just say, "Okay, cool, yeah, whatever. We'll give you what you want because we don't really care what the producer, um, what cut they receive. Because at the end of the day, we don't sign the producer. The producer's not our artist. We're more concerned with making this record happen so we can make money. If the producer gets fewer performance royalties or none at all, we don't care. That doesn't affect our money. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that that's the process. And so they might jump into the conversation and say, well, they should have cleared the sample. Nick Mira should have cleared the sample. Nick Mira has nothing to do with that. Or, you know, Nick Mira should have lawyered up. Nothing to do with that. It's an unfortunate situation. And I've been in situations where I've sampled a very small piece of someone else's music for a beat and then played everything else myself and still lost all my publishing. And I'm like, well, how? That, to me, obviously, the artist that I sample deserves the respect, and they deserve to be a part of that process. They deserve a percentage. They deserve money. But 100%? I don't know.
Anything for that, Mr. Different?
Man, I'm not sampling no more. I'm doing a sample, like I mean, because it's. Like I said, I'm still learning. I say I want to get more into the sample based stuff, and like I said, I'm working with a bunch of artists out in Atlanta now, and a lot of them want the kind of sample stuff as well. But you know, I'm kind of scared to do it because you know I don't know what to do or how to protect myself or protect them. Because I would hate to do something and I said, maybe take a little chunk of something and then just lose everything because I didn't know what to do or anything like that. And so I mean I don't know. I'm in a weird place. Because I'm still learning, and I don't know where to learn, where to get the information from. So I don't know. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to make people scared though. That's the worst. I feel like that's the worst outcome of this situation because it's like you have a bunch of people out there who are looking at the situation and saying, "Wow, I'm never gonna do that." You're never gonna do what? Get a hit song? I mean, if you sample and get a hit song, you have a great career. And you got to figure this is an occupational hazard of being a producer. You might lose your publishing, you might not. In some cases, you do. In some cases, you don't. For example, the producer of Nicki Minaj, Anaconda, who sampled Sir Mix-a-Lot's record,
Anonymous.
I just interviewed him. He said, yeah, he lost some, but he still retained a bit of the publishing, so he made good money.
Right, he eating.
Yeah. But the thing is, you sampled Sir Mix-a-Lot. He's part of the culture. He understands and respects the process of sampling.
Right.
So that was a better scenario. But everybody, the vast majority of all jobs have these miserable aspects to them. You go to work every day, you might get cussed out by your boss. You might have to deal with a coworker that you can't stand. That sucks too.
Right.
So, some of us are getting cussed out by our bosses. Some of us are losing our publishing. It's part of the job.
Yeah. I mean,
don't stop, making music and making a living off of music. That's not going to stop you from making a living off of music. It's just you're going to make a little or a lot less money. It's a great career. I have a lot of fun. Sampling is fun. It's you can't take sampling out of the equation when it comes to the kind of music we make.
Yeah, I don't care. Like I don't care. Like they can have all my shit. The thing is about sampling that makes sampling fun to me is that you're learning. You're learning not only are you learning a different culture, you're learning a different style. You're learning a whole bunch that you probably wouldn't have done on your own, even though people try to knock the creativity level of like sample based producers. And me personally, I guess maybe because I'm old gang, whatever. But like sampling, there's a lot to be loved and nourished and cherished, and you should always want to share alike. And the thing is, we got, and I'm not trying to say anybody about anybody, but we do have people that just really just do not understand the culture of music in general, not just the culture of hip hop, just the culture of music in general, and it bothers me because people need to understand these concepts so that we don't have these overbearing problems in just hip hop. You know what I mean? Because hip hop is the most diverse out of all genres of music. That's why it's so big.
Yeah, sample culture plays a big part of that. I mean, we're connecting cultures, we're connecting generations, we're connecting regions, and that's something that a lot of people don't appreciate about hip hop. That's what makes it so unique. So, yeah, and I read this all the time from people, that claim to be in the culture, that sampling is whack and this and that. Just leave. That's like you being a part of the
right.
I can't believe people will write their names on a wall. Like, shut up. Are you hip hop or are you not? If you're something else, be something else. But stop claiming the culture when you're
getting a check.
Right. And simultaneously disrespecting the very foundation of the musical manifestation of the culture you claim to be a practitioner of.
Yeah,
crazy.
We already know a lot of these cats aren't fans of the game. They just doing this shit because they can get a template off of fucking YouTube channel and use that shit, or it's easy to copy and pasta, and then they want that check and shit. But that's an argument for another day. Because
we just entered the old man zone right here.
Right.
It's the bitter old man circle. We gotta jump out of it.
So another thing about sample, I got a question. Like, since what about royalty free samples then? Like, what about dealing with them? Is still a chance that you could just lose out on those as well? Because I mean, even though it's say royalty free, if the person who created them say they created the samples, sold them, I'm not trying. No, I'm not trying. I'm being real.
No, keep it 1,000.
Like, yeah, like for us, if somebody created a sample, say I made a sample pack, I put it on internet, whatever, just put it out there, royalty free or whatever, don't do it that well. But then one day some kid buys my sample pack, he gets a hit record. Oh damn, I made that sample, so I should. He didn't really switch the sample, and then they just used it, putting the beat, add some drums to it. Do I deserve anything of that, or does anybody deserve a piece of that, even though it's royalty free or whatever? I mean, because that could happen. That possibly could happen. And I know people probably curious about that, because I'm kind of curious about that too. Because hey, I go with Splice and I got a Splice account. I'll be getting the royalty free samples. I mean, I ain't ashamed of but is there a chance that what if I blow it one day, somebody be like, hey, I want a piece of that, like that. I create a sample, I buy a pack from somebody or something like that. Like, is there any chance of that happening, or am I in the clear? Because I'm curious about that. I know other people are too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was a question for like me or.
Well, both. I mean, hey, Pain1, man, you want to give your opinion?
If I put a sample pack out, I have a very detailed file in there that says, all right, look, and I don't think I'm being unreasonable. It's like, if you get a placement off this, just give me, I think 15%. I don't want anything crazy. Just
you're a nice guy.
Just give me something. But then to make it easy, there it is in plain English, and I've included my all of my PRO info, so my writer's info, my publisher's info, my contact information, and from that point on, it's just the honor system. You either honor it or you don't. But if I catch you, at least I can say, look, I didn't trick you. I didn't say it was one thing, or a lot of people might not even include that information in their kids. So I would encourage producers to include very clear language that is easy to understand for the end user. It's I think that these, as we move more towards the sample packs, which I love, just because you don't have to deal with sample clearance, you can contact the producer who created them directly. It just makes life easier. But as we move more towards those dominating the landscape, we're going to see a lot of contentions arise and confusion and chaos. So, I think at the end of the day, we just have to. You say what?
Somebody in the comments said, "Get stinged." I'm sorry, man. I'll be to read it. Go ahead.
No, I don't. That's the. I was live on YouTube yesterday, and I'm trying to talk, and then someone says something crazy in the chat. I'm like, all right, I forgot what I was doing.
Yo, I mean, see, the thing is, and by the way, guys, if y'all haven't checked out a Pain1 sample pack, y'all should check that out. By the way, so I'll probably what I'll do is I'll put the information in the description.
Thank you. DJ Pain1.info.
Word. But yeah, so my thing is about using samples in general, like with sample packs and them being royalty free. If you say they're royalty free, be 100% royalty free. Goddamn it!
Right.
like don't wait until a nigga blow up, and then just all of a sudden you feel like, hey, well, you got something going on, man. So I want 15, 20, 85%. Like, I think that's kind of whack. You know what I mean? From that point. Now, if it was your music and you put it out and somebody just randomly sampled it or something like that, of course, obviously, you'll open up your own can of worms for you to be in a predicament like that. But to claim that you are doing royalty-free samples, or it really was like a MIDI pack anyways, that had happened. And then weeks later, this happens. You know, it's kind of crazy, but yeah, don't just be honest. Don't fool your customers, because I don't have so many people that's been writing me, and I'm making it clear, just like how Pain1 was saying, like there'll be some liner information or a license information that will tell you if it's not royalty free. I'm not gonna say royalty free unless you pay for it. And then, you know, weeks down when you get a hit record or whatnot, and I recognize the MIDI notes, which is, I don't know how in the earth would you, anyways. But yeah, you don't do that. Like, that's whack. And Drum Brokers I just seen Drum Brokers, they got like a whole entire from promo. They're not teasing or anything like that, but it's obvious when you put 100% royalty free and all this buzz has been around, that like, you're letting people know that, hey, you're not gonna screw anybody over in the future or whatnot. And those dudes are talented.
That's how Splice is too, though. I mean, I just interviewed Dope Boys, and they had their sample used in the Eminem record. I just asked them directly, you know, it's royalty free, right? You don't get anything. Okay, cool. No. But there are some. I'm looking at a very popular sample website right now, and it says sound banks and sample packs are 100% royalty free for personal use only. So it's kind of like, oh, what does that mean? So I think just make that totally clear, because that's what I mean. That's I don't like that vague language, because it makes me think that precisely what you were saying, Mr. Different, was that, you know, maybe you use this sample thinking that it's one thing, and then they catch wind and like, no, wait, it said personal use only, and now you're generating some money off of this. So, you know, but I don't know. I think it's so easy to just contact somebody nowadays.
Right.
It's just, you know, I wouldn't leave anything hanging in the air. If I'm getting a placement, I want to make sure, because I got to report that information to the label, and the labels are already breathing down people's necks when it comes to things that they think could maybe possibly contain a sample or a replay or something.
Especially Atlantic.
Why especially Atlantic?
Oh, bruh, like they hit Ocean View up or whatnot, or the producer hit Ocean View up because he had bought a couple of packs from him and whatnot, and he was trying to coach him and I apologize for putting your business out, my brother. You know I love you, but you know they had hit him up or whatnot. The recent Joyner Lucas record or whatnot uses some drums of his, and he was just saying, basically told the dude, you know, he's like, man, if it's drums, it's drums. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not gonna go all crazy about that, but you know, he thought it was gonna be like samples and stuff like that, and he's like, man, you ain't gonna coach me into telling me what I'm gonna claim. I thought that was crazy. But yeah, that was insane. But yeah, they reached out to me too. I really haven't talked to the producer about it or whatnot. I know he was talking about a sample pack or something that he used that I did, And I was like, if it says royalty free, it will say royalty free right there, and there won't be no licensing or anything like that. Go at it. Just give me a shout out. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too greedy.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're putting sample kits out and they're royalty free, people are making good money off royalty free samples, especially the top sellers on Splice. But then some producers, yeah, I know, right? Then producers get way too scared. Just make music. Don't let fear paralyze you, because I'll get contacted by producers and say, hey, I downloaded a royalty free drum kit and I used a snare. Am I going to get sued? Like, oh man, the internet has you so scared. You're just afraid to put a damn snare in your drum pad, and that's sad.
And I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them people. I ain't say I ain't gonna get scared of a snare, and I'll use a snare all day or whatever. But I mean, it would come like a loop or something like that. You know, it's like, damn, should I really, like, this loop's hard as hell. I want to chop it up, make my beat, but man, what if it actually goes somewhere? And then they coming to me, not, hey, we need a percentage. That got me like, damn, should I even do it? Should I just, make the beat to keep to myself, and maybe one day, it's just one of them things,
I will say this though, and I will say this with a passion. I want to continue to say this shit. I do not like it when people, just because it's not royalty. I mean, it's royalty free, doesn't mean that you can redistribute my shit.
Yes.
No.
Producers, stop doing that. Oh my God. Someone contacted me the other day and said, hey, I have a collection of samples that I use. Can I can resell these, right? And make a new kit. Like, no, you can't. Where do you come up with this stuff?
At least
a lot of people are doing that. Yeah, I know, because some people are just doing it.
I've
seen, the stuff I've seen. Oh, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. But
right,
I mean, I've seen people repackage the free Boy Wonder drum kits and then turn around and sell them, and all it is just the same damn sounds that I could get for free, repackaged and sold. They haven't even changed the name of the files.
Damn.
So how do you, or like people are selling packs full of uncleared samples and stuff? Like, how are you able to do this with a clear conscience? Are you just don't know better, or
they don't care? They don't care, man. I'm not giving none of these fools the benefit of the doubt. They don't care until it happens to this exact same damn people that will get mad when they shit gets taken and then they don't get no credit for it, and somebody else. It's the exact same people. I've even had some fool tell me, and this really made me hot, is when I was mad about my sample pack, my damn preset bank, Ocean View's preset bank, that he was like, oh, well, when you hating on him and he's trying to make a come up, man, and you should feel bad, like he ain't giving back to society and all. I was like, bro, I give back more than anybody. And I'm just saying that I don't give back more than anybody, but I do give back to the community. But it's just ridiculous, man. Like people don't have morals until it actually happens to them. Then that's when they have some backlash for that shit.
Yeah, people don't have information until it happens to them either. So,
right,
it's up to us to change that trend for ourselves, because we'll find ourselves in a bad situation. Especially, I mean, if nothing else, this Juice WRLD Sting situation has taught us how little we know about the music business. So if the comments I'm reading, because this has just gone viral. Everybody's talking about it. When Academics picks it up,
yeah, it's over.
It's over with. So, yeah. And shout out to him for actually trying to explain split sheets to people. But it's like, do people want to? They want to hear about. They want to hear about 6ix9ine getting shot at. They don't want to hear about it.
Dead ears. All they hear is the crack in the comment sections. Some of the comments be lit. The comments.
It's like there's a whole population of people. Academics is the blah blah blah. It's like their whole daily routine is like, how can I roast Academics in the comic section? It's a new economy full of broke people.
There be some good ones though.
Oh yeah.
I come just for the comments. That's it.
Speaking of which, how do you think about how y'all feel about like because I mean it's obviously written on the wall like how YouTube is going in terms of like your content. Like it's not necessarily about how great of your content is. It's about what is trending. Like, how do y'all feel about like how the algorithm is playing right now as far as like trendy topics?
It's just to me, it's just an adjustment, man. Like every few months, YouTube does something crazy to switch the whole thing up. Make you keep you on edge. So it's one of the things you got to get used to. I mean, what was it used to be before? It used to be watch time or something like that.
Yeah,
Or
it's still watch time,
watch time,
but
used to
the
be
algorithm favors trends. Like the way it's lined up now is since Google has the main priority, right? Since it's number one
right.
main priority, when you use strong SEO words in some news breaks out, the algorithm carries over to YouTube. And so when you use that algorithm of trendy topics, that automatically gets you in recommends. Obviously, like when people view stuff, of course, in your subscribers, obviously that's not who views the most stuff anyways if you look at your analytics. But with those particular subscribers and the combination of the trending topic, it starts to be recommended much faster. And from there, depending on the worthiness of the information, that's when you start to get on the trend line. Like I didn't know that until like I was talking to one of the guys over there at vidIQ and at YouTube about the new algorithm of trends. And so that's when I said to myself, well, you guess what? Metro Boomin album came out because I got to make a living off this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be sitting in there flipping burgers anymore.
That definitely favors the review channels and the
Right.
reaction channels.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess I get why they're doing it, but at the same time, it sucks right now if you're trying to build up a new channel and you're not doing reviews or daily news updates or anything that doesn't relate to these trends. I feel bad for us all.
Right. Well, we're sort of doomed, but we're not doomed. I think it's kind of good for the fact that just because we're where we're at as far as like our subscribers, we're in a good place. Basically, is where the way the algorithm sees it. So we don't have that main priority. That's why you're starting to see a lot of new channels grow really fast. So if they tackle a trending topic or whatnot and do a decent job, and of course, if you stay doing niche stuff, that's gonna make people stay longer
Right.
or whatnot. They'll continue to recommend it or whatever. And I thought about that and I was like, damn, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do Extra Tour Life videos for the rest of my life, I guess.
Well, now you got Sting versus Juice WRLD, so you should be good.
Oh yeah. Juice WRLD type beat Nick Mira is.
I think I'm be.
See how he like that shit. See how he like the type beat videos. But nah, shout out to Nick Mira, man. He's a young kid. He's the same age as my son, so I'm not wishing him the worst. He got a long way to go, and he gonna make more and more hits, man.
Especially with this hit under his belt.
Boy,
right?
It was like number 5, like the top 5 for God knows how long, and staying up there. So shit.
Yeah, I was playing it on my mix show all the time.
My little boys love. My little boys dance to it. It's on a little playlist on YouTube when they acting up. Play that This is American Lucid Dreams. Come on, quiet. Both of them. Hey, shout out to Nick Mira. Appreciate you.
Hey, that's a new lane. Make music to relax kids when they're too hyped.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. That's also another thing too. Like I thank God that I got a kid that lets me know what is popping. Like between the Fortnite and then I didn't know that Fortnite and SoundCloud got their hands like this. They're like like they really are hand in hand because like the Flip De Niro song, that the biggest part of it blowing up was the fact that it SoundCloud is a part of Xbox and they got the app that goes with Fortnite and they can jam and shit like that. And that Leave Me Alone song, which is hot as hell. One of the few songs that I like out of these youngsters. But like, yeah, that Leave Me Alone song blew up because of like the fact that Fortnite, the SoundCloud being integrated fully with Xbox One, and yeah, like there's different avenues to really, if you really want to do music, and you just got to keep your ear out to keep your ear on the street, I guess, or whatever the saying is. But yeah, they some good stuff going. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I ain't gonna hold everybody too long. That's about a good 34 minutes. I really do appreciate everybody coming in the chat. I saw Decap Music in the chat too, so shout out to him.
Yeah,
he just put out a kit. He just put out Drums at Knock Volume 7.
Yeah,
I believe.
I need a link. I'm always looking for new stuff.
So I'm advertising it right now, live here. I hope you see this, Decap. That means maybe my email address. I'm just,
right.
I use the last volume you sent me every single beat damn near, so it's not going to waste.
Yeah, the guys that Splice at A3C, they was like, "Hey, Av, man, you got to talk about this, man." I'm like, that's my dog. Like, I know Decap. It's like, well, you don't know. I'm like, like I know a lot of people, man. This game, the longer you stick in it, and the longer you actually leave the house and make sure that you vibe with people and not start shit, but or start little shit with good meaning and have a good opinion that has experience. That is, but yeah,
I don't leave the house.
Damn.
Sure, I wish I could leave the house more, but too many little ones. I need to stop.
I have little to no choice. I got to leave the house. Got to pay them bills. And now I'm starting to do a lot of directing jobs, and that and that in itself is starting to weigh on me. But hey, I'm meeting so many people I didn't even know existed here in Atlanta. So
okay, I would probably leave the house if I lived in Atlanta, though.
Right. Get caught up in this nightlife. We see nightlife DJ Pain1.
I like those pictures. I've had goals of getting caught in one of with the little alt pics watermark on the side or whatever.
Word. I think you got one with Studio Link. Didn't you show up at that Studio Link joint?
Nah, because I think that was the night of my producer grind interview. There was something where they just, man, my whole schedule was set before I even booked the plane ticket. So
that's good.
It's good, but then I get there and I couldn't get Honorable Sino asked if I wanted to battle in his battle. I'm like, yeah, I want to, but I got this, and this. So there's just a lot going on. I missed out on a lot. But I participated in a lot too.
Yeah.
Got to see my significantly taller friend in the tree, and a lot of other people.
Yeah. I'm gonna get up with Kato too, man. I gotta get up with Kato, man, and just get shit popping. I don't like being in the state of Georgia with a lot of talented people, and I don't get to link up with them. It is not because they don't reach out, not because they don't fuck with me or anything like that. It's because I'm not being lazy. I just be tied up.
Yeah.
Job things. But yeah, Mr. Different, you need to come out to A3C next year. You come out to A3C.
I need to, man. I got my new car fixed, straightened out, and everything like that, man. I need to. I've been going back forth to Atlanta a lot more now. Like I said, working with artists now, here and there on every other weekend and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to get down. As I say, when I'm down there, I'm gonna hit you up. You better be ready, Av.
Yeah,
I'll link up.
Yeah, I was broke boys. See, I was broke boys at the beginning of October. I told Pain1, I was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna make it, dog.
Yeah, but hey, you pull it together.
Right. Yeah, I bust my ass. And but yeah, then not Trap Monsters, but King David that came out too. And he's out here in Georgia now, and that's a good thing for him. And he got his situation going. And he said, yeah, that's why I'm here. but yeah, man, it's a lot going on, like a lot of reality TV show stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with like YouTube. They got a little private office out here. Sorry, YouTube, I called you shit. But they got a little private office out here where they got their stuff they don't do for YouTube TV. Will Smith has his studio out here now. Couple of things. Mona Scott, she got some stuff going on. I can't talk about that because I want to get sued.
Yeah, she will sue
fast, and it's some really dope shit that she's about to do too. Lionsgate dropped. They did their stuff. They raising rent getting high as a motherfucker to be out here. But they just dropped the studio out here, but there's a lot of YouTube, like small YouTube channels, and sports channels and stuff like that, like really trying to get into the high school basketball thing. I know they ain't gonna work for my main channel, but you know, it ain't nothing but a thing to just start a new channel and just show off like the high school kids and stuff like that. Because I work with a lot of high school kids to get them, you know, basketball might not be their thing they do after school, but you know, just to give them some mentorship so they don't get into no trouble and shit like that, like I did. Mr. Different.
I'm still here.
Uh,
My girl about to bust through the door and steal my shoes. Go get some food.
Yeah.
Gotta eat.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. I really do appreciate you, Pain1 and Mr. Different.
Yes, sir.
Same.
For coming into this chat. I appreciate everybody in the chat for being involved too. I saw some crazy ass comments. I can't wait to see the replay. I know it's gonna be a little choppier than usual. You say A3C was lit. Yeah, it was pretty good. My first year was